I've forgotten what I'm doing.
What's up? This is episode 15 of Overthinking Media podcast.
I'm your host Harry, who's really not with it today. I'm joined today by John.
Hello.
And as you heard a minute ago, Kate, who just
Yay,
saved
me.
So this week, if I can get myself together, this week we're going to be talking about our favourite movies, our favourite soundtracks to movies, TVs, video games, and then the movie of the week, Whiplash. But first things first, what have we all been doing this week, John?
Well, what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, first of all, I'd like to start a hashtag Find Mike. It's gone
Where
missing.
is Mike?
But, so, since last time, I've watched all of Titans.
Good.
Really good.
Very
God,
good.
it's
Bit
amazing.
weird of the last episode. Wasn't really too much of a fan, because it kind of just went into it, and you were like, okay, so we're inside his head straight away.
Kind of just went into what? Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it gave you... It didn't even try to make, like... Sorry, the dog's eating a chewy really loud. It didn't even try and confuse you that this was in the future. It didn't do any... You just knew as soon as it started that you were inside Dick Grayson's head.
Right, okay, so it's the one
And
that's set up like it's set up years
Yeah,
from now,
so
where he's got a kid and all that kind of stuff.
I
yeah.
kind of knew what was going... Not in a, like, I know what was going to happen, but I knew that this was in his head, and...
It wasn't real.
It wasn't real.
Yeah.
And then when Trigon appeared in this dream,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is definitely it. And then he kept doing and I was like, it just felt very anticlimactic after what I thought was a really good series, the last episode. And
It was a good episode.
it was a good episode.
Yeah.
It was a good episode, but
And they've obviously gone into the bigger world of the DC universe now, because at the
Batman was in it.
well, Batman was in it.
Yeah,
Batman
like-
was in it, and to me, it looked like Batman, Michael Keaton, Batman. Not Michael Keaton, Batman.
You don't
Bateman.
see him enough to really kind
No,
of...
they don't
Yeah.
show, but the suit design was very
At
reminiscent
least
of
he didn't have
Michael.
nipples.
Oh, it was too dark to see.
But you couldn't see. You never saw the front of him, really.
It was interesting to watch Batman from the point of view of how he's supposed to be seen to the criminals.
Yes.
So he was like this dark, scary, terrifying figure.
He's a one-man army,
Yeah.
essentially. So I watched that.
Yep.
Really, really liked it. Apart from the last episode left me a little deflated.
Yeah.
Then I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Do you mean you made Kate watch Bohemian Rhapsody?
You enjoyed it.
I did enjoy
Of
it.
course
It was
you
really
did.
good.
It
And
was
I
really
can't
good.
stop listening to Queen
Oh.
now.
So,
Kate Mrs. Horn didn't want to see it. It's so
No, it's something that I probably would have enjoyed at the cinema, but I just couldn't be.
and I suffered because of it.
I mean, you are
You would
capable
have
of going
gone
to
with
the
some-
cinema.
Yeah, but I can see why, because they've announced already, it might have been the Botanical Gardens have announced that they're going to be doing an open air show of that, and just the last 20 minutes, I will probably see if I can go see that film in the summer, because
Oh yeah, if it's in the summer, it'll be nice.
summer,
And
just the whole Live Aid thing, because you don't need to do spoilers for that film, and then there was a moment in it, I was like watching it, and there's the Mike Myers scene.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
You didn't get it at first,
I
did
know.
you?
Did
I
you not
took-
understand the
no.
joke?
It took me like a minute to go. I was like, oh yeah, it's my mate.
I
He's
even
headbanging.
said-
I went, but he's headbang. And Kate went, don't you get the joke, John? Wayne's
Don't
World.
you get the reference?
And I was like, oh
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
he
was
says-
Wayne's World.
You know, when he says this isn't a record that kids will headbang
Bang
to
to.
in their car.
Yeah.
And then he's obviously got the famous.
And
And I
obviously-
sort
yeah.
of chuckled, and you kind of looked at me, and I went, "Don't you get the reference?" You're like,
But really enjoyed that. And then game wise, I've obviously played Ark with yourself.
Played a bunch of Ark.
But I decided yesterday that I was going to play the new game that dropped yesterday, which was the Apex Legends.
You motherfucker. I just started playing that today.
Just started playing that.
Yes.
So I was going to invite you and hashtag Find Mike to a party.
Oh god, it's awful. I've not even spat water everywhere. I've punched the microphone on the floor. Oh my life, I wasn't expecting that.
But to a party to play, because it's a three-man squad.
Yeah.
And because we also played Anthem this week, the Anthem demo, we've played loads. But I found it far easier to shoot people
Oh.
in this game.
I've not really enjoyed any of these battle royale games. This one felt perfect. It felt like Titanfall, because it's made by people who made
Yeah.
Titanfall, and it felt just like it. And it has that Rainbow
I actually
Six-
hit people. I didn't
Yeah.
kill people. I
Yeah.
hit people.
Yeah, my first game, I kind of didn't do terribly. I didn't get any kills, but I did hit somebody. Like
Oh, I did awful because obviously I'm playing with people that I can't really communicate. I was streaming on Mixer as well, so if you want to follow me on Mixer, it's JJBoy22. I just found like I only played it for like an hour, but I enjoyed it.
I had one game and loved it.
And it reminded me a little bit. Again, I haven't played Call of Duty in a while, but
The Blackout.
now you've said it was Titanfall, it reminded me very much of Titanfall.
Yeah, because
And the fact that the players all have different abilities, and you also can't
like Siege, a bit like Rainbow
Siege.
Six, yeah.
Yeah, Siege. So Siege Battle Royale, which has Siege got a Battle Royale? I might have. I haven't played it in a
No,
while.
no, it doesn't have. No, God, no.
Not yet.
But
No.
then the last thing I played, which unfortunately I can't play too well on it, is the Isle, which I know I've mentioned to you previously, but it's my perfect game. I get to play as a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I was having a little issues because it doesn't tell you actually how to play, and I killed something to feed my baby T-Rex.
Mhm.
And I missed it, and something else came and it ate it, so I died of starvation.
Wow.
Ain't
So-
your baby T-Rex?
No, my baby T-Rex died of starvation because
that why
something
you
came
were
and ate
saying-
my stuff because
Is
I
that
couldn't
why
stop.
You were going last night, I'm starving.
I'm
And
starving.
I had to stop saying your food is next
Yeah,
to you.
I
Your food
I
is
got
next
that
to you.
invested in my little T-Rex that I forgot to eat my Domino's pizza.
Oh no!
It was still warm when I ate it eventually, but I played that game. I went on, played that game, hooked the Xbox controller up, so I was actually playing it a little bit different. But not all the keys are programmed on the Xbox controller, so I had to keep going. What's night vision? Oh, N. Press
Oh
that.
yeah, no, you can. Yeah.
So no, but yeah, so good. I'd say it's a good game, but again, my
Your
laptop.
first foray into Steam. I
my first
believe.
foray into Steam.
And you were like, "Oh, I won't spend." I told him about the Steam thing where you get
Yeah.
Steam, and they often have games on that are really cheap, and you can't help but buy them because they're like $150. And you were like, "Oh, I'll never spend a lot of
Yeah,
money."
it
on
was
Steam.
the Chinese New Year sale, the lunar sale, and basically they're giving you rewards for buying stuff during this sale. I was like, oh, I've earned 1,200 coins. What do my coins buy me? I have to buy a lot of stuff to get more coins.
Yes. I don't even.
I didn't actually buy anything else, but yeah, I am still toying with Age of Empires, but I want someone else to buy it as well, so I am actually playing a versus game, not just against randoms.
Hope you find someone.
Probably Matt.
If
And
anyone's out there that can
there is
help,
basically it's all the
drop a
strategy
comment
games you don't get on
below.
Xbox.
I've got Civ 6, Civ 4, I've got Civ 4.
You've got a Civilization.
Yeah, I bought it and then never installed the bloody thing.
Yeah, I think I might. Ben's told me to get Civilization, so I might.
That's like
I've never gone into it.
That's like the crowned king of one.
Yeah, so I think I might look into that. But then, yeah, that's me. Oh, but Kate can mention the other film we've watched, so she has actually something to say if she remembers what it is.
What, the film?
What
do you
I
mean,
watched on Monday.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
What was it on? Did I enjoy it?
you did enjoy it. It had Jim from The Office in.
Kate,
Oh, we
You-
watched A Quiet Place.
you know you are your own human being.
It
You
has
don't
been,
have to have John
it has
remember
been
everything.
a very long week, and
Right.
it's only Wednesday.
So we've finally seen A Quiet Place then.
Yes,
Go on.
I enjoyed it,
Mhm.
but
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 it's very quiet.
oh,
But,
for God's sake,
what?
it was like she was looking
No.
at me for approval of what to say. Then
Oh.
No, I did enjoy it. The ending was a bit like, oh, is that it? But it sort of kind of leaves it open for a second one,
Yeah.
possibly.
So yeah, it does leave it open for a sequel, but it kind of it avoids falling into the trap of just turning into an alien invasion
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, that bit with the nail, I knew that was coming, so I looked away.
Mm.
I was like,
Oh,
oh,
because you know
I had an issue with that. I had a big issue with
that
that.
she stood on the nail.
No, not that she stood on the nail, but she knew that bag got caught on something,
Right.
which caused a problem, which caused her nearly to make a noise. Why didn't she, as soon as she put the bag where she needs to, come down and see what that bag had caught on?
because she went into labour.
Did she go into labour straight away?
She went
Pretty
to-
much.
Yeah,
Pretty
Okay,
much.
I'll allow it then.
Yeah, like
she went to the house, which I'm presuming is their house that they used to have.
considering
Like
their
the-
farm.
Yeah,
Oh, the farmhouse. Yeah.
because she went back there, and then she was in the bathtub, and that's when
That's the only part of the film I find unbelievable. It's like one of the most tense parts of the film. It's the only part of the film I find.
You know what I thought though? Because they knew that when they were at the water, they could make not a lot of noise, but they could.
What
they
everyone
could
said
talk.
about this film. Go on.
Why didn't she go there to give birth?
Oh, because it came on.
Obviously, but she kind of knew roughly when.
When, yeah.
Well, you've said what I think why don't they go live near the water? Is basically
That's
what
what a
you were
lot of
saying.
people said. Yeah. And there was a very good explanation for why.
Or have like recordings of water.
Yeah.
Because surely that would be the same.
It would attract them. The noise would attract them.
Yeah.
So what's probably happened is, so these aliens or wherever they've come from, probably
Creatures.
so the sound, they've heard the waterfall. They've gone to the waterfall. There's nothing there, and then they've gone off, and then they've probably heard the waterfall again. And they've probably explored the waterfall that much that they know that sound. There's nothing ever there.
Yeah.
So if they started playing out of speakers the sound of a waterfall, they'd be like, "Oh, a new sound of a waterfall. Let's go and explore it. Oh, there's people here."
And it's like the start with the kids.
I love that bit. I love it when movies
I was
do
just
something.
like,
we let you know what you're in for straight away.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like, fair enough, you gave him the space rocket, but
It took the batteries out and left them on
make
the
sure
side.
the kid comes with you.
Well, that's one of the things that Emily Blunt's character was talking about. She went, I could have held him, could have carried him. He was still only little. I could have carried him. So they were all blaming themselves for the death.
He was carrying the older one.
Yes, well, the older one wasn't very well at that time. That's why they'd gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Another issue I had was when he took the son to the water and they were coming back and the man in the woods.
Yeah.
That made you jump.
Well, it made me jump.
Funny.
Because I wasn't expecting it, because I didn't expect any other people to be in this film. But they'd obviously... The dad was a survivalist. He'd planned for everything. Pretty much, he planned everything down. Like, he had cages to catch fish, so they weren't just doing vegetables. They had a farm, so they had their food supply. They had lights. They had red lights for danger. So it was all...
Red lights for Labour.
Red lights for Labour. But
Right.
it was all thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Then why would they go past a house? It's
Maybe
just on their way back. So either they knew the people were there.
Well, that house looked very abandoned.
Yeah, but it was kind of like...
So unless...
Why did they go past the house?
Maybe
they must
maybe
have...
they thought it was abandoned. Well, they knew it was abandoned or something. And then that bloke and his wife might have been coming through. They made a noise. Looked like, obviously...
At the end of the film, there's that bit where they light a signal fire, and you can see in the distance a lot of the signal fires going off. So they must have met and communicated with people.
Yeah.
And everyone had just worked out it's better to live on your own and not live with a lot of people to reduce your risk of making noise.
Okay.
And they only communicate when they absolutely need to. So he could have known that chap. He could have known him.
Because he kind of like... It seemed like he did, because when he was like going...
It was... I really enjoyed it, and
I
obviously
enjoyed it.
spoilers for it were pretty much talked about the whole film anyway. But the whole...
Yeah, we haven't gone too much into it, because I will probably might use it as a film of the week at some point.
Yeah.
It's just such a good...
It is a really good
tense
film. And I did say to Kate, I went, so we've done The Quiet, speak no evil. It's what? See no evil. And she was like, no, I have no interest in Bird Box. I went, they're essentially the same film.
I really don't want to see Bird Box. I have
It's
zero
literally
interest.
the same level of enjoyment. It's exactly the same level of
I've seen
enjoyment.
like the trailer for it, and I'm just like, I don't.
She saw the trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody, and she had no interest in seeing that.
See the trailer
It's
for
funny when you
Bohemian
go outside your
Rhapsody.
comfort zone, you end up enjoying more stuff.
But what have you done then?
I watched. So I was like bored. I was on Netflix. I watched. I was just poking around with what was on, and I ended up doing that thing where I binge watched the entire goddamn season in one night. Go to bed at 2:00. I watched the entire first season of that Russian Doll.
Oh no, I haven't watched
No, we
that.
haven't watched it.
It's so good.
Someone I work with was talking about that. We was talking because I've been watching we watched this. A Good Life. The Good Life.
The Good Place.
Yeah,
The Good Place.
Yeah.
Can't even get the name of the show right.
Alright,
Well, surely it's another one as well. But no, I've been watching that. I'm only about 9 episodes in, but that's good. I just love the fact that they can't swear, so everything's like
Hawking shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she's talking to that guy, you're just full of bullshit.
Yeah.
You've got shirt for brains.
We'll come back. I think we'll talk about that when you finish, because the first season has phenomenal ending. which I'm lucky we didn't spoil last week. Did we?
I didn't
feel like we
listen
might
to last
have.
I already know the end.
I feel like Cracker may have brought it up last week.
I haven't listened to last week's podcast.
Yeah, don't listen to last week's podcast because
I'm
we
not
talk
going
about it.
to.
I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah.
But I think there's a lot on Netflix at the moment.
There's something for everyone. That's what it is.
I'm overwhelmed. Like I haven't started The Punisher season 2 yet, and I'm told that's amazing.
Really, I should probably at some point.
Yeah. Well, you got to.
What am I doing with my life? Carry on.
But yeah, I've been told that's really good, and I know a lot of people that only watch The Punisher out of the Marvel shows. They think Daredevil. They haven't watched Daredevil.
Season 3.
Well, they haven't watched season 3, but I was like, season 2 with The Punisher of Daredevil.
Was
an amazing series. Technically, you could probably call Defenders season 3 of Daredevil, then season 4.
I mean, you couldn't because that's not what they that's not what they called them.
There was a lot more backstory for Daredevil in Defenders than any other character. Well, Iron Fist had a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you played anything then?
Well, apart from Apex Legends and Ark, I finished Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Let's talk about... Have you finished Kingdom Hearts 2?
I haven't finished Kingdom Hearts 2, but...
How far did you get?
So, when I originally played Kingdom Hearts 2,
I
started it. I had no idea what was going on. Now, the reason for that is there's a game between called Chain of Memory or something, Chain of Light.
Yeah.
I'm playing that at the moment.
Right, okay.
So I wanted to play them, so I knew what the story was going. Because with Kingdom Hearts 2, I got really confused because why wasn't I playing as Sora at the start of the game?
Right, okay, yeah.
And then I've kind of got to Sora, and then I stopped. But this was back when it was on PlayStation 2. I'm going to play it eventually because the way Game Pass is going, maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 will be in Game Pass. But I'm probably going to buy it on PlayStation if I'm completely honest.
Right,
but
when you finish Kingdom Hearts 3, we're going to have a talk about one of the bosses. But we'll save it for when you finish Kingdom Hearts 2, sorry.
Okay.
I recently played, probably about 2 weeks ago, the new Life is Strange, because it was free on Game Pass, the first episode
episode of Season 2?
Yeah.
Is it as good as the Captain Fantastic?
Pretty much doing Captain Spirit.
That's the one. Where did I know where I got Captain Fantastic from?
I'm actually waiting. I'm torn between buying the 2 to 5 bundle or just waiting to see if they put episode 2 on Game Pass, which I'm hoping they do.
I don't think they will. I think
that be on Game Pass to get people to buy the rest.
Game Pass is.
It was. I actually enjoyed it. It was one of these ones where it kind of took you back to the Life is Strange, and it actually, when you start to play the game, it sort of says like save in this slot, blah blah blah, and then it'll say, have you played Life is Strange season 1? And then if you click yes, it'll give you another question of, did you save Arcadia Bay? And if you click no, then something happens. If you click yes, then you get sort of 2 versions. So there's a part of the game where they go to that area and there's either saved it, something's there. If you didn't save it, then you get a different. So there's a bit of a difference.
So the game is completely different depending on how you play the first one. Yeah, that's me trying
not to spoil anything. But it's very...
games do that.
It's the start of it, you're like, holy...
Is the soundtrack to it as good as the first one?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's as upbeat as the first one, but it's quite mellow because it starts off quite sad. But I've read that if you play Captain Spirit, which is free, then your outcomes and stuff that you did in that game affects stuff that you season 2. So it's quite nice how they've kind of put the first season of Life is Strange. There's a little bit of something of that in there, that if you've played it and your choices affect part of the game.
So essentially, like most Telltale games, rest in peace, Telltale.
Yeah. So
I've still got to play Walking Dead. I don't know what happened to me. I really loved that game.
It's just the misery. It's just going through the misery over and over again. It's so good.
But
Wolf Among Us is very good. So this week's topic is coming off Life is Strange, which gets its first game got voted for like best soundtrack and a lot of stuff. Soundtracks. What are our favourite soundtracks from movies. We'll start with Kate this time. It's a bit of a
I
stupid
didn't
question,
really want to say Disney, but I've got like a list coming to mind now.
But they're almost the uncrowned kind of
obviously,
kings
like,
of
yeah,
musicals, aren't they?
Yeah. So you've got like Frozen and
You went with Frozen first. Out of all of them,
there's the Lion King, there's the Jungle Book, but
Jungle Book.
Frozen.
It was because I just saw Elsa pop over there.
I will admit the Frozen soundtrack is superb.
Yeah.
Like,
And
as someone who doesn't
Moana.
really... I've not seen Moana
You need to watch.
to be honest,
Moana,
The
just
Rock-
for the Rock.
the Rock in it is quite good.
Yeah, but no, Disney's obviously got the iconic soundtracks, regardless to if it's just backing music.
yet. Yeah, I suppose, because the live-action Jungle Book
Didn't have
doesn't have...
as many songs as
Yeah,
cartoon
and a lot of
one.
the background music is some of the songs, but without the words.
words,
And, yeah,
which was quite nice.
yeah, they're instantly recognised. Any Disney
Oh,
song
yeah.
is pretty much instantly
Recognised.
recognisable.
Yeah, and then another one that was.
Oh, you want you two now? Yeah.
I'm going to do two straight
That's
away.
it. I'm just going to do those.
Because
ones,
you've
and
just
then that
stole
was it.
mine, you bitch.
You were going to say...
Well, no,
You
I
can
wasn't going to say
carry on.
Star Wars.
You can carry on now.
I was going to say,
That
I was
like
going to
an
cheat,
iconic one.
Right.
and I was going to say John Williams.
Oh,
Because
anything by John Williams.
anything by John Williams.
Yeah. No,
because
I can
he's
agree- I can
done
get along
Harry
with that.
Potter, he's done Star Wars, he's done Jurassic Park, he's done loads.
He was the soundtrack to my childhood in
Did
movies.
he do Home Alone?
You are? Do you know? I think he might have.
I'm sure it's that sort of musical.
It is very John
Williams.
Williams-esque.
He did most of the Spielberg. He did a lot with Spielberg, didn't he?
He's done a
Gremlins.
lot of
Did he do
Spielberg.
Gremlins?
So I think he may have done Gremlins and E.T. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
So he did Jaws, Star Wars,
Home
E.T.,
Alone.
Schindler's
Yeah.
List. Yeah.
But yeah, so just to run off the films. So Harry Potter, he did the Harry Potters, which they
Iconic and recognisable.
they are iconic and recognisable. Jurassic Park,
Love it.
iconic, one of my favourites. I
Gives
sing
me
it.
chills. Yeah.
I sing it most days.
The Ride of
Star Wars,
Yeah, I love Star Wars.
Jaws.
Yeah.
I'm just listing now, but again, and also just one that isn't really one of those fantastic fantasy things.
Yeah.
It's Saving Private Ryan. He did that, and that the sounds in that may immerse you in that film.
Yeah.
And I just like I'm going through looking for the list now, like he did Indiana Jones as
I
well.
was just
Oh,
I was
yeah.
about to say he did
It is literally, they are all my favourite films. Like Hook,
Superman. He did the Superman
he does
theme.
the well,
Yeah.
Star Wars and the Superman. It's like, have you ever had that thing where you're like singing the Star Wars thing, and someone says, "Okay, sing the Superman theme," and you always end up going back into the Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're that similar.
Right, okay. I've never heard that in my life.
Oh,
That is the most insane.
no, I always get. See, she's just got confused there.
Oh,
Da, 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 da,
That's
da.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Now, try, what's the Superman?
Oh my god! Oh no! Yeah, no, I know the Superman one.
Yeah.
It starts with a. That's Star Wars.
That's Star
That's it.
Wars.
No, that was it. No, that's it. She's got it. She's got it.
That's
Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
again. Oh
See?
no! I thought you were talking absolute shit until fucking
Okay, right,
10 seconds ago,
first.
and now my mind is
Yeah,
broken.
it broke me one. I was like, no, I know both of these songs really well because I was playing Lego. I was playing Lego
see-
Batman, or something, and
Yeah.
you get the Superman theme,
Yeah.
John Williams Superman theme as you're flying around.
Yeah.
And Kate went, "John, you're singing Star Wars," and I was like, "Am I?"
Yeah.
It's like, but it's right there in front of me. How am I getting it wrong?
Oh, I hate you.
But yeah,
On the way back in the car now, all I'm going to be doing is trying to do the. I'm going to be trying to do it without.
Because it
Spotify.
obviously it starts Spider-Man, Superman's. It's sort of like dun 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 dun.
bum bum bum.
Ba-
Now,
Ba, ba,
That's Star Wars?
She actually held that note, not wanting to go. Ba, 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 ba. All right, okay.
but yeah, so John Williams, I've got so many fond memories of John Williams films, and just obviously that whole conversation there just gives you how in depth these are in our brain. It's just the Jurassic Park one. Jurassic Park's my favourite film ever. If you don't really know,
Whoa!
did you not know?
I didn't know.
Dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, but that theme. To be honest, you only know like a small part of that song is the iconic bit.
I think I love that theme so much I know the entire thing, but I can play it on fucking guitar.
Well, people have done words for it. Like, have you seen? I was going to say Ian Malcolm. It's not Ian Malcolm. Jeff Goldblum's actually done words for it.
Good God!
And it's hilarious. It's like down in Jurassic Park, you'll be scared of the dark in case you are eaten. And he goes into a whole Jeff Goldblum thing, and it's great.
And the quality of the podcast just climbed 10 notches. Oh my God! Right. Okay.
But yeah, John Williams. I'll just because John Williams has done so many films. You can talk about all of them, but he just encaptures the film and the essence of the film
and the 80s and all those
Harry Potter.
No, I know, but like his main bulk of work was like
the 80s,
like the 80s and
90s,
with Steven Spielberg. So I was bit my tongue as well. Wow!
We're doing
so Harry has knocked over the microphone.
Spat water, knocked over the microphone.
Right, bit his own tongue.
Forgot how to talk at the very beginning. Now I've bit my own tongue. So my soundtrack is from a movie that came out in 2017. Now, do you remember, for years, Edgar Wright was supposed to direct Ant-Man?
Yes, and he got sacked.
They just couldn't see eye to eye. So in the end, he ended up going off and doing another film, and this other film is way better than Ant-Man. It's this movie called Baby Driver. You must have seen a trailer.
I've seen a trailer for it. I haven't seen
the trailer.
So this is got the guy who was a really good actor who's not in much that you'd have heard of, but it's also got Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I've heard it's really, really good.
It's really good. It's really good. So, but
is it? I'm sure it's on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix. If it was on Netflix, I'd have chosen it way before. But
where I've seen it recently.
It's probably on Sky now.
Yeah.
So this entire movie is based off this kid who is a getaway driver for criminals.
Yeah.
But he's got tinnitus, so he's like in his ears. To drown it out, he's constantly listening to music. So pretty much through the entire film, he's got his headphones in, listening to music.
Is this the one that if you listen to it with headphones, you can hear like in one, like your left ear it's music and in your right ear it's like
no. If you listen to it with headphones, and at some points, baby takes the earphone, he takes one earbud out, and if he takes one earbud out, then you can't hear the music in that ear anymore.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of is.
I knew there was something.
Edgar Wright
really
did like
good,
Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. It's like it's just an amazing director. So it's got all that kind of, that style he's got with the where doing a simple task is loads of quick cuts and stuff. This entire movie, this is why I like the soundtrack to this. The entire movie is set to the soundtrack, so particularly the opening scene and car chase, which has kind of been hailed as one of the best car chases in cinema at the moment. The entire thing is set to the beat of the music he's listening to, so, but not in a really obvious, it's a musical song and dance kind of way, but just like the criminals getting out the car, shutting the car doors, opening the boot, getting the guns out.
It's got like bum.
It's all in time to the music.
Yeah.
And it's just such a phenomenal film that is in like the music is like a character in the film, and the entire movie plays out in time to all the music he's listening to. The background is all he's walking down the street, and all the graffiti in the background is all like the words to the song he's listening to, but only if you really pay attention. Phenomenal! Like, if you've never seen Baby Driver, definitely kind of give it a go, because it's one of my favourite films I watched last year. And I don't think a lot of people watched it, but it hasn't quite come out on like Netflix or Amazon or anything like that yet. It's just a lot of fun. It's got Punisher in it as well, so.
Oh yeah.
And John Hamm from Tag's in it as well, and he's great in it. So.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Loads of cool people in it. Really good film. Great soundtrack.
It is one that I've wanted to watch, but I didn't go to cinema, and it's not come on.
It's not on anything
yet.
that easily to get a hold of yet.
Yeah.
John.
So I thought about films. I thought there's loads of films I could have picked. So there was this particular Marvel film that I could have picked as well, which
Guardians.
Yeah, I could have picked that, but I haven't. I've decided to go with a game.
Good.
And The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh man. Oh yes.
Because it's just we've listened to that playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's been a soundtrack to an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. It's just
Interesting fact, it hasn't.
it was from Mike's.
Oh, right, okay, carry on, yeah.
Hashtag find Mike. But
Can we do like a Where's Wally? Where's Mike?
apparently he's back next week.
We said that last week and the week before.
Yeah,
And
but
today.
and today. But The Witcher, like the whole the Gwent soundtrack when you're playing a game of cards, yet the soundtrack for it's great.
Yeah.
And I probably spent just about as much time playing Gwent in that game than I did playing the game.
The Gwent's the card mini
Gwent's
game.
the card game, which has now got its own spin-off game.
And I just could not.
I don't know how you can't.
I
get
just
it.
couldn't get it.
It's amazing.
I wasn't saying I wasn't enjoying it. I wanted to enjoy it. I just couldn't. My brain just wouldn't function. Like my brain just wouldn't understand the game. And I've even downloaded the separate one. I've read tutorials. Still, the computer just demolishes me every time.
It's essentially a game of chess. It's just, I love it. But the soundtrack, like, you've got epic moments where you're fighting. I can't remember his name.
Fantastic.
He's the big armoured guy, and you fight him at the base of a tree after a festival.
Yep.
And it's like on a cliff face, and the whole aura around it with the music and the battle, it just makes it feel epic.
It's got one of those dynamic soundtracks that, like, so when you go through the woods,
yes,
if you're going through the woods in the morning, I've done it again. I hit the microphone. The music's sort of like a particular kind of mellow in the morning, and then as you come out into the clearing, it will change into this like epic, like you've opened up into an expanse, and it will change in time with you getting there.
Yeah.
Rather than just a quick like you're on another song.
But it's just great. Like you got the halls, you got in the taverns, and you got the music with like you can hear the different. They're all like playing on folk.
Yeah.
I want to say folk music, but you've got your lutes in there. You've got your drum. Well, it's not a drum. It's like it's a tambourine, but not a tambourine.
I
have no idea.
I'm sure that's not that important.
But you can feel it, and you can it just immerses you in it. To me, it feels like I'm walking into a pub in Ireland when they've got like a band on, and it just you feel up.
It has you walk into some taverns and there's like live performances happening of the, like, you know, there's a band on there, there's a dancer on there performing a live song. And they don't just stick up there. They kind of they'll go through the performance and then they'll all stop and go to the bar and all that kind of stuff. And then,
even the ones that have words in them, like you've got the lady that did the play and she sung the Witcher song.
The Witch song.
Here
comes the Witcher.
It's got a name.
Down the road.
I think it's called the It's called the Grey Wolf and the Witch or something, because it's about Geralt and God, what's her name? Yennefer. Thank you.
Yennefer.
It's about them, and that's an emotional song. But the song that was in the trailer as well about with the cinematic trailer, that was amazing as well. It was just everything about that game, and I really want them to make another Witcher game, which they said potentially they are, but it won't have Geralt in.
We got Cyberpunk and we got the Witcher series. I think
Cyberpunk's going to be all dubstep.
Oh, good.
Oh God.
I think everyone will get to experience, because they'll use the soundtrack in the Netflix series. That's going to be the mainstream.
And the Netflix series has been said not to be for kids.
Good, because the game was not for kids. That's the game where you walk into a house and a woman hands you a baby and says, "Please, quick, throw this baby in a fire." And it's like it's a demon, throw it in the fire.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Sorry, what?"
It was very early on that you have the Boglum, the baby curling out the grave.
That's the one that I'm stuck on.
Oh yeah,
because I won't do it for you. I've refused to do the game for her.
The dead baby.
But she keeps she doesn't. The baby keeps. No, you've done it.
Oh, I did it.
You've done it because I did it. Actually, I gave up and I did it for you because all it was walking slowly.
No, I did that bit. It was the fighting that I could.
Like, I know how easy it must have been, because you said, "Oh, you're stuck on that bit," and I was like, "How stuck on that bit?"
Very early on in the game as well.
Yeah, it was early on, and I remember that bit, but I don't remember a hard mission or anything.
Because people are saying about Red Dead being a 60+ hour game.
Yeah, I need to...
Which has got to be
100 hours. And I went through the main quest as quickly as possible,
Yeah.
and I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd been in the place to kind of just...
Oh, I was very OP by the end because
Yeah.
I played, and I still haven't, and it's still on my Xbox, I still haven't finished Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine.
I've done Heart of Stone, which again had its own soundtrack to it and was great. And Blood of Wine gives you a completely new soundtrack because the whole area's changed. You're in this fantasy, colourful wine area. And then again, the soundtrack's changed for that, so...
What they did with that was every song they recorded three times. They recorded every instrument for it 3 times at different emotions. So they had a normal one. The action, they played the same song again, but like a bit more action. And then the same song again, but slow and mellow. And then depending on where, like what was happening. So if you're walking down a street and it's all like tavern music, yay, and then something attacks you, it just cuts to the action version of that same song. So it just seems like the people playing the song, the doing their little violin, and then they see you get attacked, so they start violining the same song a bit harder. And amazing what games can.
But yeah, it's amazing when you just put time into your soundtrack as well. So there's games that we've played recently which don't have that, and I think maybe if they'd had a better soundtrack.
Ark does that. So Ark, when you get into a battle, it just goes into a generic drum beat, like dum 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 dum.
Yeah, Ark has no sound. Yeah, I think that's something it's missing. Even Minecraft has the music in the background, and we did obviously say that Ark has a reminiscent of Minecraft with the mining. Obviously, you mine dinosaurs as well, but you actually literally do mine dinosaurs in that game at some point. But yeah, like with John Williams, that soundtrack kind of makes the game, and I think the game would have been successful without the soundtrack, but I think it definitely helps people feel that game.
It helps with the immersion, because that's what you want. You want to be immersed to keep you in the game.
But that's why I played it for like 5 days in game time thing.
Have any of you? So my last one's from a game as well. And I couldn't do this topic and not talk about this game. Have you played Final Fantasy X?
Yes.
Right. Oh man, the soundtrack to that game, it's...
I haven't played it for years though, so my memory will be very foggy.
So this game is the first RPG I played. It's the first time I ever put, like, for me...
Mine as well.
Yeah. So before this game, for me, games were licensed, like, oh, it's the new Matrix game, running around shooting people, blowing stuff up, whatever. Oh, it's a new wrestling game. You know, I've never played a game with a story that you had to invest hours and time into, and this was the first one. So it's the first one I remember. You load it up, you get the soundtrack every time, the song gets stuck in your head. So whenever I hear it now, it takes me like way, way back to like that first experience. And it's so mellow and relaxing.
It's a very, very... And game is the reason I played Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts came
after.
very, very quickly after that one. And
it's a year, by the looks of it.
It was because I thought it was to me it was the same. Now people had shot that I didn't play. 7 wasn't my first Final Fantasy, but 10 was my first.
It's Kingdom Hearts. There's fucking
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 7 releases. No, 10 is like the.
But then I was given Final Fantasy 7 to play, and to be honest, it's probably going to get a lot of heat, but I couldn't get into it because I'd played 10. And it was going back. Like, I can understand why remasters are a popular thing, because once you've played like a PlayStation 2 at the end of the PlayStation 2 life, where the games are like at the top of their tier, going back to a PlayStation 1 game was very hard to do.
Particularly the Final Fantasy game, they changed the combat system pretty much every game as well. So you went to 7 expecting 10 with lower graphics, and you didn't get that, and it was a completely different series. Yeah, it would throw you off. Because that's how I struggled with 10-2, because I looked forward to 10-2. It was a direct sequel of 10. It was completely different. And I struggled with 12 the first time around as well.
But the soundtrack, was it Blitzball? It's not Blitzball.
Oh, the Blitz. So it always opens with that To Xanacan song, that, you know, that dum 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 dum. It's really nice and relaxing. And because the game had the story is based around kind of dreams. And the soundtrack's very dreamlike, but then there's the whole religion part of the game, and then you can hear the religion in the monks chanting bit. But the Blitzball bit at the beginning, when they're playing Blitzball, and there's that rum dum 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 dum, and sin attacks.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a Rammstein song.
Yeah.
Love it.
Just you talking about that's made me think of another game, and I was like, why didn't I pick that? for that whole series, but
What?
Halo.
Oh yeah! Oh, man.
There's a couple of things that I thought that you would have mentioned that you haven't.
Well, I've been limited to two this
yeah.
week, so
we have kind of
haven't gone into your second one. Well, wait, we did Star
Yeah,
Wars.
you-
Never mind.
yeah,
because
you
you said them
kinda
both at
went
the same
into it,
time.
but-
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, we've got 20 minutes left, which gives us exactly 20 minutes to talk about this week's movie, which was Whiplash.
Yes. Well, it
First
wasn't this week.
It was last week's movie,
yeah.
Whiplash, but it's now this week's
Yes.
movie, Whiplash. So it's a so Whiplash is a 2014 movie about this up and coming drummer who comes across this the best teacher in the world, and they both hate each other. What do you think of it, John?
It's the kind of film I like.
Good.
So I enjoyed the dynamic of the story.
Yep.
I really couldn't see, and obviously that gets folded out in the story, why J.K.'s character had a job.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
uni.
Yeah.
Because I was definitely like, he's literally killing these kids, and then obviously,
Yeah.
as you go through the story, oh, okay then.
Mm.
But I had some problems with the end of it, but then
Really?
I was really happy with the
Yeah,
end of
'cause
it.
the end of it doesn't resolve anything, but then that's the point.
Yeah,
Do you know
it
what I
does. It jumping straight to the end of the film,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But it's the smile at the end, and I'm thinking, okay, you kind of both got what you wanted. That's the resolution, which I'm like, that's
Yeah.
great. You've both got the resolution, but of course he knew it was him.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
So it was a bit naive, and I was thinking, you stupid, and why didn't his dad stop him? And I was just like, how has this happened? And then him phoning this girl, Supergirl, but she plays Supergirl.
Oh, was that Melissa Benoist?
And I was like, phones this, and I'm like, okay, he must, I don't know if it comes across in the film, but he must have something. He has something wrong with him.
No, he's just
But-
extremely
Passionate
passionate about drumming to the point where because he comes from a household where they're all, and I can identify this, where it's all like, you must go into a trade, you must be sports, and his family only recognise his brothers who are all sporty, lawyers.
They weren't his family.
Right, okay, when he sat around the dinner table.
Yeah, they weren't his family.
Right, okay.
They're family friends of the dad.
Cool. Either way, his
Yeah.
dad's there, and there's those people there, and they're all just dismissing him because it's like, oh, what you like, I don't understand. I'm not into music and drumming, so I don't get what you're doing. So therefore, I don't think what you're doing is worth anything. And he just absolutely kind of slays them with the whole. They're like, oh, you're just going to play music and then die from drugs at 37. He's like, I'd rather die and have people talk about me than live forever and achieve nothing.
Yeah, I really like that bit.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
In regards to it, and saying, well, we're here talking about that guy now, and
Yeah.
he's been dead for 50 years or
Yeah,
something. So
Yeah.
I get completely what he was saying. It's just, and the music in it was great. The whole way it was filmed,
I love the.
great.
It was. I find this film interesting to watch someone follow a path that I know I would never myself. Where he breaks up with that girl. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna get angry at you because I'm gonna want to go on. I want to go drumming, and you're gonna hold me back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of you. He makes all these sacrifices for this thing that he has no idea it's going to turn out well.
Well, yeah.
He wants to be the best in the world,
Yeah.
and to become the best in the world at anything is like a 1 in a million chance. And he just so he makes these weird decisions that are weird to me because I would never do them. So I would never, kind of let the teacher put him through that much abuse, and that's why he got away with it, because they were all so afraid of him and they all wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
So they put up with it.
That kind of makes
Yeah. My
sense.
issue with JK, I thought he's a great teacher and he's motivating the kids, and I could see what he's doing. He's trying to make them believe in themselves.
Yeah.
And if they can do it. But my problem with his character was when he went someone's late. So there was the scene with the guy late.
So you don't mean you had a problem with the character as in
No, I could see what he was doing. He was trying to bring out...
Not as in that's bad writing. You mean the problem with the person, the
person,
character.
the actual character
right.
in the film
Yeah.
was, okay, someone's late. This is your chance. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we found it. Blah, 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 blah. And then he's ripping into this poor kid who's literally crying.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks out the room and he just smiles and goes, he wasn't late.
No.
It was you.
Yeah.
But the reason
No,
he's out is
isn't
because he
that-
doesn't know he was late.
Yeah.
No, isn't it because he was out of tune?
Yeah.
No,
That-
yeah,
it's
out of
out of
tune.
tune.
Out of tune. The late bit was with the drumming where
Yeah.
he was like going, "Are you fast or are you slow?"
Yes, that was my other
Yeah.
issue as
Yeah.
well.
And it's
'Cause
like, and I'm like, I can't. I'm getting
Well,
stressed.
I'd love-
I can't tell.
I'd love to have a musician tell me, was he late or slow?
Yeah.
Because, fair enough, it's a film, but that was the other issue. He put his hands on the kid then, and I'm thinking, right, he's too obsessed in getting a perfect student.
Yeah. Well, he hurls a chair at him first,
Yeah.
doesn't he? Yeah.
That's because he keeps telling him this story, and I thought, and he could see it in his head, oh, he's lobbed a chair at me. Now I'm going to be that famous guy who had the cymbal lobbed at him. So
yeah. Okay.
it was just... And then that kid with the trombone, who wasn't even late, who was on time, but because he was a little bit overweight, but because he couldn't tell if he was out of tune.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell if he was out of tune,
Not in
sorry.
time. I felt so...
He killed himself?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I felt so sorry for him.
Who killed himself? No.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happened.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't it?
No.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was a student from years and years
No,
ago.
so the student from years and years ago died in a car crash.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Died
Yeah.
in a car crash. I was like, when they said he died, but no, it clicked that it was the guy that was in the playing the trombone,
Playing something.
the brass instrument,
Mhm.
and he obviously left. He was suffering from anxiety, severe anxiety, and J.K. Simmons' character, again, I can't remember the name, basically berated
Fletcher.
him. Yeah, Fletcher. Berated him, called him fatty, fatty one of McDonald's and all this kind of thing. For something that he hadn't done.
Yep.
And then that kid killed, and I was just like, I do not like this character.
When he gets upset about it, he's not upset about the fact that somebody died. He's upset about the fact that the world has lost a great musician because he's just so focused on like the music and the musicians. He's more fussed about the world losing a magician. Yeah.
This film.
When we are not watching now, you see me. He's not bothered about the kid killing himself. He's bothered about the world losing a good musician because he's just so focused on one thing.
Other than that, for me, it was a fantastic film. Like, it was
Yeah,
a really, really good film.
yeah,
I just had some personal problems with the characters.
but that's you're supposed to, I suppose.
Yes.
That's what makes it a good. That's what makes it good is when you're not supposed. You're
And
not
the fact
supposed
that
to like him.
He gets a... well, again, he can't... It's just... He kind of gets away with it. Not in a way... He gets sacked.
He gets away
But
with.
then he's-
He should be in prison.
Well, there is that
Yeah.
element that he should be in prison, but there he
He
is
shouldn't be allowed
headlining
to
a
teach
jazz...
again.
Because his method, no matter what you say, his method works.
But, yeah, because you saw that, because there were kids from the class in his jazz band
Yep.
at the...
And they'd left
Yeah.
school, yeah. And because the scene where he gets those three drummers in rotating for hours and hours until one of them goes fast enough.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. And you see that you cut to like the the other students who've been waiting outside for like 4, 5, 6 hours. It's now like 1 a.m, and it's like right now we can start our lesson. And like his hands are bleeding from drumming so much. But then when his hands start bleeding, he just plasters them up and keeps going.
It just showed that he had faith in the character. Not the character, the kid. Because he was using the other two as leverage.
Yeah.
But the other guy in the room, he already was. It must have been okay for him because he'd been doing the first chair
Yeah.
for a while.
Mhm.
He was the second chair, and just because, and he did say, he went, look, he lost the notes. Blah 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 blah.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
expecting
yeah.
him to have at one point say, "You do know I took the notes."
Yeah.
I was expecting that to be a twist,
But
because
we-
who would have just picked up that pamphlet?
That would have been, I think, a bit too on the nose. We knew he took the notes because like so that comes from him. Like so, the Mars Teller character, whose name of Andrew, he gets Fletcher fired. He's the first person to get Fletcher fired, but his name's protected, so he never knows. The teacher never knows for a fact that he was a reason he was fired, but he knows. Do you know what I mean? He knows.
He's got an inkling of like who did it.
I mean, not even that. It's like he's never been told the information, but he knows. And then, so that when when he sets him up later to kind of, oh, you've lost your music sheet, like, as an audience, it's like, it's never told that he took it. It's never told that the teacher screwed him over. But
Yeah.
it was him. And Andrew, the drummer, he knows it was him because he that's when he walks off, hugs his dad, and then at the very end comes back. And I love it, where he just like, when the teacher says, right, we're going to slow it down for a bit. Last song, we're going to slow it down for a bit. He just starts drumming really quick.
He says to the guy, follow me.
Oh yeah, I'll cue you in.
I'll cue you in. And what's the song?
Oh, something.
Well, Whiplash is one of the songs.
Whiplash, yeah.
And it's Crazy Town. No, it's not that.
About a train.
Not Crazy Train.
No.
But
all aboard.
Boom, dun. But
the face, he starts drumming, and then the teacher turns around and looks at him and says, "What you doing?" And he just looks at him and goes, "Fuck you." Just mouths, "Fuck you," and I'm like, "Yes, brilliant." And it's just so.
The whole build-up of that last 5 minutes, is just great because it's
10
literally
minutes, that entire scene is that entire last from when he starts drumming on his own to the end of the movie is 10 minutes.
Yeah, I did think it went on I was going to like. It's going on a while.
But it's good because I'm watching it thinking, God, this is going on a bit. But then the egos in it, they're so adamant that they are the best. They assume everyone wants just to hear them go on and on and never wants to hear them stop. And at the end where it kind of like, it then starts, okay, you're doing a good job here. And they start to get this mutual respect, knowing that they'll never like each other. But they've just about earned each other's mutual respect.
But he's impressed in front of a big audience.
Mm-hmm.
He's had his moment where he's had his I've walked off before going to quit, come back, and you know what, F you.
Yeah.
And J.K. Simmons Fletcher has got his crowning moment. He's made his student the best his student's going to be.
Yeah.
His student may hate him, but at the end of the day, his student will probably say, well, I got this way because of Fletcher. And
They've both achieved the greatness they were looking for.
And it's the acknowledgement of him timing him in at the end with the smile.
Yeah.
But the Joe Jonah Jameson smile, it's like...
Yeah. But the battle those pair went through to get to... And if you look at what they earned, they performed... Oh, God, they performed in front of a crowd, and like quite at a high level. They performed in front of a crowd at a high level. But there are a lot of people who would do that and sacrifice a lot less. But because they were so adamant that they had to be the best, they kind of fought each other.
But yeah, Kate hasn't actually said anything.
Yeah, because somebody didn't enjoy the film.
I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it.
Because?
I don't know if it's because I just hated... What's his name? J.K.
Fletcher.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because, obviously, you're made to hate... Well, not hate, but not like his character.
Yeah, you're supposed to dislike him.
But I just could not get into it. I sat and I just sort of sat and was bored.
Wow.
But I think that's because this sort of film isn't my type
So
of
it
film.
didn't have flashy
didn't have,
colours and action.
Have
What,
sparkly
unicorn?
rainbows.
You liked Gone Girl.
I did like Gone Girl.
Just the same.
But I think it's because that's sort of a thriller.
I suppose there's a mystery
and it's got
behind
the mystery. I like
Right.
the mystery type things. Whereas if that was me and some bloke was like, "You've got a drum for this long," I'd be like, "Fuck you."
That's
Obviously eventually he gets to it.
Yeah.
But I was just and as well, why didn't those people, when he was saying you're out of tune, who knows, you don't know that you're out of tune, get the fuck out my band sort of thing. Why did no one else go, actually, no, I'm sticking up for him?
You saw him throw equipment at people.
Yeah. Even then, like, I bet all of those would feel really shitty because he killed himself.
Mm-hmm. That's the fascinating part about the film, though. Is
Yeah.
It's almost this idea of like abuse and your abuser, and like they're being abused by him, but none of them are doing anything about it. And that's why I mentioned last week when I said we were watching this, I mentioned to John and Cracker, it was like this movie is like watching at one point it is like watching a car crash, but it's like watching a car crash because
There wasn't it, Chi?
yeah, there was, but these people making these decisions that you would never make yourself, but you get to sit and watch what happens when
It's
people
like
do stuff that you would never do.
When he has the car crash as well, and he goes there, and if that was any sane person that's got any sort of human feelings or any sort of
sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, you'd go, oh my god, why are you covered in blood? What the hell has happened?
Oh,
you were
you're
only
okay.
supposed to go outside. You said you were going outside. What has happened?
Yeah. The teacher
But
for
it's
duty of care, should have.
Yeah.
Does he even acknowledge the fact that he's covered in blood?
He
doesn't
just
even
say,
acknowledge
he's like,
the
why
fact
are
he's
you
covered in blood.
late?
Yeah.
You're late.
He's there covered in blood. He doesn't even acknowledge the injury. Yeah.
And it's just like, but I don't know if that's because the line of job that I'm in.
Oh no, he just didn't give a shit.
Yeah. But I just did not enjoy it. It was one of these ones that I just wanted the film to be over, if I'm completely honest. Because I just couldn't get... It might be because it's not my type of film. And I just thought it was just going on and on and on. And I didn't see what the point of the story was.
It's more of a character study than a...
Yeah, because it kind
things
of
happening
like
to you.
throws you straight into it. There's no character build up, so you don't really know.
You have to kind of read between the lines of what
Yeah.
the characters are thinking and what's going on, rather than a film that kind of just goes, "Here's what's happening now."
It was a no from me.
Well, when you watch Baby Driver, that will make up for
I
it because
think
you
I
will.
like
you
that
will.
because it seems
It has that
my
kind of
film.
yeah. It's got that, you know how Guardians of the Galaxy, the
Yeah.
soundtrack was like an
And I
extra
think
character.
as well, yeah,
same.
a lot, like going back to the soundtrack thing, a lot of, if it's got a good soundtrack, I think it makes a good film or TV series as well. It kind of immerses you in to
It can help
characters.
certain scenes.
Yeah, which I don't think that had. It was just obviously,
Like the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
but yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. Sorry if you all.
No, the face you were pulling while the film was on was... I thought you were asleep at one point.
I think I did fall asleep
I'm
for
just
a couple of minutes.
amazed that I've got both of you on the podcast and you both have a different opinion on something. That's
Yay.
a record for me. So next week is going to be an interesting one. So next week's
Am I
film
going
of
to
the
like
week.
this film?
I don't know. So next week's film of the week was chosen by #Find Mike. So next week we're going to watch Mike's film. He may or may not be here to talk about it himself.
Is
Who
he
knows?
going to watch it as well? Is this a film he's watched?
Probably. I think it's a film he watched this week instead of the film of the week.
I can remember the last time Mike decided what film we were going to watch, and it was absolutely pants.
V for Vendetta.
No, Legends.
Oh, that wasn't the last.
That was like the second
sorry.
film.
That
Sorry,
was-
I apologise, Mike. It was still shit.
So we are going to watch. It's on Netflix, which always pleases me. It's a film called Polar, and it has Mads Mikkelsen in, and I don't know anything about it. I'm literally trying to. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to look anything about it. All I know is the name of the film and the actor in it is Mads Mikkelsen. I don't know
Has he got
anything.
polar bears in?
It probably doesn't. It doesn't look like it does from the picture. I know nothing about this film. It's just come onto Netflix, and it must be good if Mike's chosen it. So that's what we're going to talk about next week, as well as
#Find Mike.
as well as an update on whether we found Mike or not. And then our topic next week is going to be.
You can't find it, can you?
I've got it. And then next week we're going to talk about something a bit more gaming related. We're going to talk about the upcoming rumours about the next gen consoles, which is insane to me. I feel like I got my Xbox last Christmas.
We have had the Xbox Ones.
5 years. And
yeah, Titanfall was originally, and we've had Titanfall
Exactly.
2, and there's obviously talks about a
feel
new
like
Titanfall game.
No, it's done. I feel like they've just announced this week, no more Titanfall. welcome to having to, and he runs our social media. What? Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 was crap.
Stories.
Yeah.
What? No, Titanfall 2 is amazing.
Titanfall.
Why
See,
not?
Titanfall 1 was fun,
You play it, and I just go, this is a bit.
I'm a big giant robot!
No, I'm a man who can run up a wall, run across a building, jump up in the sky, get in a robot, shoot some stuff, have that robot throw me out up another wall.
Oh, that's the one. I was thinking something else. Sorry.
Cool.
I apologise.
I wonder what are you thinking of? God, you are rubbish at
What's
names.
the one where you like hovering in?
Evolve.
No, not Evolve. I liked Evolve
Well,
with a monster,
hovering in the thingy.
and you have to sort of like.
Never mind character though.
I will find out. I will find out what it's called.
Well, that's good for the podcast, but we're not going to have this resolution
All
of
right.
what this is.
I'll write it in the comments below.
Why is this happening to me?
I just remember you're sort of like in this cloud world thing, and
You know what? Shut up. You may be in the clouds at the moment, but you're digging a hole. Because I haven't played a game with clouds.
You're not like clouds. There's a world up in the sky. And you're cloaked. I will find it. Not
I'm kind of interested to play this game.
I'm enjoying going down this rabbit hole here.
What the...
So there's a city in the clouds, and you're in a cloak, and you're invisible.
You're not. Yeah, you are visible.
Or you're cloaked because you're invisible.
No. You are visible.
Are you talking about Kingdom Crowns? Well, one way I go from side to side.
No, because
so I just thought you might think the water is a cloud, the sky or something.
No, that is a bit of a crap game.
Is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Right.
This the guess the character now.
Oh my life!
Guess the game, new one.
I don't. This might take us too long. So guess the character this week.
I will find out.
Guess the character this week. It's
Husband versus wife.
Yes. Oh, did you get married? I had no idea. Fuck's sake!
Did you find Mike?
Don't try and defuse a situation with something I laughed at earlier. Right. So the first word this week.
Oh, Mike's on Xbox.
Cool. The first word this week
Mike.
is white. Second word is feather. Third word is hat. Fourth word, shirt.
Donald Duck.
It certainly is.
Yes, motherfucker! Yes!
I was hoping when I didn't give trousers, when trousers wasn't a clue, you might get it.
You have a Disney clue on the weekend. Oh.
Well, I have to get a character that I know both of you might get.
He does, yes. I was going, does he wear a hat? No.
I thought Mad Hatter for a second because he's got a white face, a hat with a feather in.
So that's it for one of the most mentally straining episodes of the Overthinking Media podcast.
Still hasn't found it.
Hopefully join us next week. We might be closer to finding out what this mystery game is.
Might even be closer to finding Mike.
For more Overthinking, join us at our social media on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all the things we don't probably use. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.